Alhamdulillah wahda wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'da. Inshallah, in our series of Creed of the Rightly Guided, we will be doing our next aqidah, next belief, and that is no one can overpower Allah the Exalted. No one can overpower Allah the Exalted. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيُعْجِزَهُ مِنْ شَيْءٍ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَلَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Surah Fatir, verse number 44, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not to be caused failure by anything in the heavens or on the earth. Means no one can overpower Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills to do anything, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides to do anything, no one can change the plans of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one can go against the plans of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever happens with the will and the decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now a common question that comes is, if Allah the Exalted is all powerful, then how come He does not stop evil and suffering? If He has the power and He has all power, then how come He's allowing so much suffering? How much He's allowing evil? If you have the strength, you should prevent it. You should not let people suffer. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answers that question. The Quran says, الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. Surah Mulk, verse number 2, that He who created death and life to test you as to which of you is in best in deeds. In other words, this world is the examination room. Just like a teacher when gives the question paper and it's a multiple choice question, it has 4 choices, A, B, C, D. One is the correct answer, the rest of them are wrong. Now the teacher sees the student marking the wrong answer, right? Teacher sees it, and the teacher has the power. She knows that it is wrong and she has the power, but she will not inform the student that you are making a mistake. Why? Because it is an examination room. You're giving the test, you're giving the exam. If the teacher tells the student the answer, then it is not a test. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that this life is actually a test. You will be allowed to do as you wish. You have a choice. Choose good, choose evil. No one will stop you. No one will prevent you. But Allah tells on the Day of Judgment, فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. Surah Zilzal, verse 7 and 8, that Adam's weight of good deed or evil deed, you will see it. You will be accountable for it. You have to answer for it. Just like the day you receive the report card, you will see your score. The teacher will tell you that you failed the exam. Right? The student cannot go to the teacher and say, hey, you saw me writing wrong. How come you did not correct me? You are not merciful. This is not justice. This is not fair. No, the teacher will say that was the exam. I cannot tell you during the exam which is right, which answer is wrong. Now I'm informing you that you failed your exam. Similarly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not prevent us or does not prevent evil or suffering in this world is so that we can be tested, and on the Day of Judgment, smallest amount of good deed, smallest amount of evil action, we will be held accountable for that. So summary, inshallah, first thing we learned that Allah Exalted is all powerful. He has all the power. No one can change the plans of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one can cause Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to failure. Number 2, this world is a test. So we will see sufferings, we will see evil, we will see good, we will see all different emotions, conditions. Why? Because this is a test. And number 3, we will be accountable for our actions on the Day of Judgment. In this world we can escape, but in the world hereafter, no one can escape. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to have the true understanding, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to convey the true message of Islam. Subhanallah bihamdihi, subhanakallah bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.